Up the wires! Up the wires! Up the wires! Tēnā koutou katoa, welcome along to Warriors Anonymous. Hey, this is another late gang edition because, well, it's been a bit of a week. Thanks very much for everyone's support this week because massive week for the boys. Obviously, huge game coming up. But myself just had a bit of personal health kind of issues. Wife was in hospital for a couple of days, so that's obviously why things are running a little bit behind schedule. So we thank you for your support and your understanding.
And your
my name is Jared Cronin. What's that?
And your patience.
And your patience, yeah, definitely much appreciated. So we're gonna bring the good stuff for you, hopefully on this episode. We've got the boys. First of all, we've got Daniel Whatakura, bro. How do you say? What are we trying to say? Up the wires in Te Reo.
In Te Reo, tēnā whakamauritia. Up the wires.
Tēnā whakamauritia.
Hey.
For Te Reo, Te Wiki o Te Reo Māori. Whānau. Amongst it.
Absolutely awesome, bro. And Isaac, you're going to be heading off to the shores of Japan this very weekend. Maybe a bit of a time clash there, bro. How do you, first of all, are you going to be able to see the game?
No, I'm not. I don't think I am, unless I commandeer that plane for an early landing somewhere where there's a Sky Sport. But I don't think I should play the terrorist card. That's not a good idea. But anyway.
Sounds good. Up the wires.
Yeah. Final runway now. Game's on.
Also, you'll be armed with a bit of ammunition in the sense that you'll be able to say up the wires in Japanese, bro. How do you say that?
Yes, it's Wao ageru.
Wao ageru.
Bro, we're getting around. We're getting around. We're international. Observers. Which is actually no language at all. Just made that up. Anyways, lads. Well, first of all, let's get into a bit of general chat about what's been going on. First of all, we got well and truly pantsed by the Panthers, which led to a bit of almost copycat behaviour. That was a bit of an unintentional pun, but up the pars was their little spin on things. How did you boys see that? Was it a bit too far, or was it just a good laugh? Isaac, we'll start with you, bro.
It's just such a Panthers thing to do, eh? I don't know what it is about them, eh? It's the arrogance of them. I mean, I don't mind it. It's a bit tongue-in-cheek, but it's just such a Panthers thing to do, So I was just like, They do what they do.
But do you think, they issued a pretty hasty apology on behalf of the club. Can only but think that maybe Ivan saw it and was like, hey, get that shit down. But did you think that they needed to apologise? Or
Nah. What did they say? Imitation is a form of flattery, or the best form of flattery. So play on, up the pars, mate. And we've obviously got a new contender now as well for this week. But
that's right.
We just I love it. It adds to the continues to add to the
drama,
the Warriors fever that's infiltrating the NRL.
That's right, and I think it is a real mark of respect that they saw something that we've got. They're envious of, and they're like, we want a bit of that action. So, so good on them. Good on the Pars. Probably slightly better than getting called the Pants, but they beat us 32 points to 6. Can we take anything from that game, Daniel?
Do you know what? Like, I know there was a period that they put a few points on, and it kind of we got a little bit lost, right? And we just got squeezed and smashed. But there was also a sustained period of we held our own as well. And for the long parts of the second half, when we scored that try, we're actually leading part of that. So small wins, I don't know, it showed that we are capable of staying in a fight, but, we're still, perhaps there's still a tear between kind of the Panthers and the Broncos and a team like us. And the other thing I can think of really is you only have to beat this team once. So beat them in the big one. Don't worry about the small one.
I like that thinking. Yeah, that's good. Isaac, what did you see in terms of positives coming out of that drubbing? Sorry, I've just got a heavy bloody French bulldog on my lap here who's pretty much weighing me down. Go on.
Positives. Oh yeah, probably that period where we were defending. I mean, even the commentators were giving us credit for that period of play where we were holding them out. It was only a matter of time. I think, we can stay in the grind, but, generally when we're on song, we can stay in the grind and then counterpunch. We just had no counterpunch. It sucked the life out of us, basically. And Panthers do Panthers things. They're, a dynasty almost for a reason. They know how to win those sorts of games.
Yep. The Pantheon. They've been there and done it before, haven't they?
Yep, been there, done that. Yeah, and it'll take some time for the Warriors to get to that stage, but we're tracking. The graph is heading up. We're getting to that sort of point.
It's going to take us approximately maybe 2 weeks to get to that point.
Exactly. Yeah,
that's when we need to do it.
Stock is skyrocketing. Sure.
Well, now we're back home. We're going to be playing, thank God, at Go Media Stadium, Mount Smart, and tickets went in less than half an hour. Things went a little bit loco there. Isaac, this is the hottest ticket in town. Is the fever just gripping New Zealand right now?
I definitely feel like it. I mean, we're in the midst of a Rugby World Cup. I mean, fair play, we are playing Namibia next. I think we are playing Namibia, but I don't think it would matter who we were playing. I think the Warriors has surpassed, the what's the word? It's just surpassed people's imagination about what is the really is the hottest ticket in town. It is the Waz, for real. It's everywhere, and long may it rain.
Yeah. Now, Daniel, I saw that in the lead up to this particular game, there was a bit of chat. First things first about the kickoff times, which has been ironed out. We're now at a 6:05 kickoff New Zealand time, which is nice. A lot nicer than what people were fearing, like a 10 p.m. kickoff. Sorry, kids.
That would help me.
The Adult Swim time zone. But I see that there's also there's been chat about whether it was going to be at Go Media Stadium or Eden Park, but they're going to be doing stuff at Eden Park as well, bro. What's going on with that?
Yeah, so Eden Park, what they call something under the wires or something like that. It's called under the stars, under the wires,
under the stars,
wires under the stars. Awesome, yeah, just going to fill the stadium there, or just get people along who couldn't get tickets to watch on the big screen. So, how good's that? Ticket purchasing was frantic as fuck. I'd purchased I was a 2023 season member, but I was a non-ticketed member, obviously. So I bought the code and then got the second tier ticketing options as well for the pre-sale. So was keeping an eye on the pre-sale of the main ticket holders, and man, it was going fast. But I think they had closed off some sections for the different allocations so that you didn't completely miss out, because that would have been a nightmare. But managed to secure a couple of tickets. Top far left corner of the west stand, so might see half the field, but hey, all good. Me and the father-in-law will be there hitting it hard. So, that calls into question whether 50,000 at Eden Park would have been a goer as well. But look, I guess it's the spiritual home. Players wanted to be at Mount Smart. The faithful want to be there as well. So, just nice that there's another viewing experience to get people around. So, because that's what you want to do. You want to be with others, in times like this. You want to share the modi of the wires. Yeah,
at least you'll have better seats to see the game than Isaac will.
Yeah,
that is true. Well, to be fair, the way Isaac's Sky now it's been performing this season, he's probably going to watch it anyway. Yeah, he's probably going to be able to watch it because it'll probably work outside of New Zealand. Anyway,
just on point.
Frank, where are you, Frank? Come on.
Frank. Is it right that I'm hearing that the Warriors won't be having their normal pre-game event going on either, that the NRL have taken it over and they'll be doing their thing for the pre-game?
I did actually see that, and we're going to have a guy on tonight in a few minutes, Nik Brown, the ground announcer at Smart. So I thought I'll get him on because I want to find out what's going on with that side of things, what people can expect to see and hear for this massive game. So I thought, well, he'd be the best guy to ask about it. But very good point, Isaac, in terms of what the, we want a bit of magic. And it seems to be a bit of a shame that if we've overshadowed or at least outgunned the regular NRL kind of template to be brought back to that. But yeah, anyways, it is a huge weekend though. Huge weekend for Warriors fans and New Zealand Rugby League fans in general. First, home finals since about 2008?
The blackout.
The blackout, yeah. The old Yosia Soliola blackout game. I remember that one.
Blackout.
All right, he got it all right in the kick return. Isaac, like how incredible will this be for fans of the game and fans of the Warriors?
Oh, jeez. Like we've been waiting for it for so long, right? And there's the hardcore faithful there that have really been waiting a long time as well, and they deserve it. They deserve it more so than anyone. I think is I don't want to say just the day oneers really deserve it, but there's the people that we've seen on the Facebook groups and stuff like that have got so many insights. They show so much passion. They're the ones that really deserve this. This is for them. And I'm sure that if the Warriors pull out a win, that place is going to go fucking bananas.
Oh yeah!
I'll be able to see it from the plane. I reckon I'll be able to see the fireworks and the mayhem. So, fuck yeah! Wish I was there.
You'd be able to hear it from across the ocean. Boy, you'd be able to school everyone up as well. Be like, hey, let me tell you about this WARS team that you guys need to host over in Japan for a game. That'd be cool. Buddha, we obviously week one. I'm going to loosely say it didn't go to plan. May not have been. This might be the plan. But do our finals really start now?
According to Phil Guild and the Guildmeister, I would say he's never wrong, but he seems to be a bit wrong on a few things of late concerning his own club. But, you're right. I think Shawnee out, the concern we had, right, was we didn't have a kicking game. And so you couldn't exert any kind of territory pressure against them and all those things. And just to have when you got that and you didn't have your preferred half pairing, they just couldn't guide the team around, and then we were just on our back foot. So, yeah, it didn't go to plan, but I think you don't set out to not win this game, but I think they're realistic in knowing, okay, right, this is what they'll bring, this is where we're at, let's build ourselves into it. And we're qualified in the top four for this very reason, to kind of also just get a taste of the intensity. I think they talked a bit about that, what is final footy. People have played it across the team, but collectively as a squad, what does it look like? And the intensity was next level all throughout all the games as well. So yeah, it's better to get a little taster.
Yeah, nice. And kind of does give you a little bit of flashbacks to 2001 when we played our first ever playoff game. I remember us getting absolutely destroyed by the Eels, but that was again a launching pad to bigger and better things for the years to come. Beauty about this year is that that game for us this time around was not an elimination, so we're still alive, which is good. Isaac, what time does your flight leave on Saturday?
Good question. I should probably check those things.
Have you got your passport
leaving
ready?
till Sunday.
What? Sunday? Just checking me out. It leaves from 8:50 from Auckland. 8 in the morning.
Oh, wow.
I've just realised that the airport's going to be absolutely fucking humming on Saturday. It might be an absolute mission for me to get to where I need to get to.
True.
I did not think this through.
Yeah, I mean, you can just kind of push past a few people, and then if anyone objects, just yell out a good "up the wires," and then everything will be fine.
Follow them like
High
Pied
fives.
Piper.
That's right.
Up the wires. Just
Let the man through. Let him through. Now, also equally exciting is the New South Wales Cup team. They are one game away from the grand final. So they're going to be taking on the North Sydney Bears, the minor premiers, in the preliminary final. That's on Saturday. So unfortunately, Isaac, because of your flight, you're going to miss that one too. That's going to be played in Sydney at Leichhardt Oval. If you're in Sydney, get along to that because Warrior Nation are going to be there. They're going to be taking the drum, and Richie will be there. A whole bunch of people are going to be around, getting right behind the boys. So huge game for them. They had a massive win last week, 49-6 over the Raiders. And they just flexed a bit of that muscle that they've got, after having a bit of a few sort of ring-ins, shall we say, for the.
I love how Volkman wasn't quite sure, so let's just snap a field goal.
Yeah.
To clinch it, Yeah.
Just
with
clinch
7 minutes to go when we're up 48-6. Good boy.
Yeah, the boy Volky. They played well. They played
there's
well.
nothing-
Lower Tower. Oh my gosh.
Oh man,
Ali.
how incredible! It was amazing.
And like how good he'll be. We'll be back supporting Ali again. Just like his uncle.
And even some of his carries, when he got out wide and he started just putting the ball out in his wing and flicking it out, and I was like, it's happening again. But anyways, good luck to the boys. Good luck to Tanner, our boy.
Yes.
Cheap meal in a couple of weeks.
Is that cheap enough? Is it?
Not for us.
Oh.
No.
I think I've had about 1,000 cheap meals since we caught up with him, eh?
I just had a cheap meal before. So importantly, that game, New South Wales Cup, is going to be kicking off New Zealand time, 4 p.m. All right?
All dream.
So 2 p.m. Australian Eastern. You can catch it live on the New South Wales Rugby League live stream. So
Choice.
New South Wales Rugby League on Facebook. Boom. Chuck on there. People will be sharing links. I might have actually shared one already. So just keep an eye out on the Warriors Anonymous page, and we'll keep you up to date. Sorry, the dog's asking me for food because I haven't fed him, and it's a little bit late. Sorry, boy.
Haven't fed him in 2 minutes.
Now, before we bring in Nik Brown, Buddha, give us a quick run through. A smaller one this week because of the lower number of games being played. But what have you got in a delicious, nutritious NRL finals wrap?
Finals wrap, mate. This is like your regular wrap, right? With double meat, extra cheese,
Avocado
that you didn't have to pay for as well. Why is it? Why the fuck do you take? Like, avocados aren't that expensive. Sometimes they're not that expensive. Why do you always have to be charged for avocado? You've added the bacon there as well, and you've gone for the extra large drink as well on the side. So this week, cracking start in terms of intensity. Broncos v Storm. For you to say, and a lot of chat around how poor the Storm spine was in that game as well. Just lack of influence. Broncos just ran roughshod right over them, right? To kill the hoodoo, put it to bed as well. And just basically let the Panthers know, hey, they think they're coming for them as well. But what it must be said is one of the most horrible moments as well, which I think has been downgraded from not the most horrible moment possible, but poor Ryan Pappenhausen, or the beat calls him Pappenhausen, with his ankle break, I believe, a clean break, but fortunately it wasn't. They use the term compound fracture. I've learnt recently in a first aid course, we don't call it compound fractures anymore. We call them it's either an open fracture or a closed fracture.
Okay.
As well.
So what was the compound? An open one?
Okay. Compound was when the basically open breaks the skin, which is horrible. But that's what they first thought as well. But outplayed actually, and I think it's incomparable to how we got outplayed. Right, 32-6, 26-0 is kind of much the same. 2 one-sided affairs. They look really, really sharp, actually, the Broncos. Full of energy, full of vigor. And Adam Reynolds, wow. Masterclass from the little guy.
I couldn't actually remember seeing the Storm play that badly. I'm happy about it, obviously.
Yeah. And the next game, I didn't watch all of it. I saw much the rest of the highlights, but...
Wasn't the next game the Warriors game?
Yeah.
Was that?
Was it a Warriors game? Just
No, I saw
Let's watch the highlights, guys.
The highlights.
It's over.
But the Roosters and the Sharks v Roosters. Sharks had it. Sharks had it, but there's Roosters are just niggly, and I don't know. I don't want to believe the hype. I don't want to believe it. But a one cheese actually makes for a good storyline this weekend. But they managed to find a way to win as well. It was a good clash, and then I think unfortunately Nico couldn't step up in the big moment as well, and they kind of just lost their way in the last 5 minutes.
Like the
it could have gone.
that
We
lost
knew
its
that it
way.
could have gone either way. The game.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you, bro. Yeah, it was a funny game, that one. They had it in the palm of their hands, and then they just let it slip because
He had the whole world in his hands.
Sharks are just finding lots of different ways to lose a game, eh? They're specialists at that now.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. And then I reckon the clash the weekend, like the absolute game,
beauty.
Maybe one of the games of the season. Our game being the Sharks' probably the game of the season, but we came back from the death. But this was a cracking game, and hats off. Like we all pretty much had written off Raiders. I mean, Ricky Stewart was talking about us in his press conference, that us in the media were writing them off. But man, they down on troops. You've got to give them something, man. They were strong and they were dominant as well in the middle. And it just was a bit of a seesaw affair, eh? Periods of momentum as well. And it all changed. The Modi, the energy went from one to another when Jack the Nipper got amongst it as well. So really interesting. I mean, he bit him, but I think Gamble hit him round the bloody face, eh? Like up right here with pressure on his head as well. So I don't know, heat in the moment. I think
Don't bite me.
I think the best thing about it is how Jack has approached the judiciary. He went in for all guns blazing, eh?
Yeah. You ever played rugby league, mate?
That one, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, one of those. Salty, eh? Salty as.
I like that, though.
Yeah.
I really like that one.
Yeah. But, I just love the fact that Knights kind of went ahead at the end, but the Raiders found a way to tie it up, eh? And then just also obviously learnt, or probably just needed a refresh for everyone, is that there's a period of extra time first in finals football before then we go to Golden Point as well. So that's just maybe a good thing for teams just to recognise and remember as well, because the tactics could be slightly different.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and because I'm with you, bro. I was watching that game and I was like, hang on, the way they were talking about it was like, I think there might not be Golden Point just yet. This might be just a bit of extra before we go to the fatality round. So
kind of luckily. Well, actually, I was hoping it would go longer and longer. Let's play for fucking 3 hours.
Test match. Cricket test match.
Like each team, like 15 guys tear calves and like they're out for the next week and they have to promote the reserve grade into play us. But cracking game and controversial.
Ponga?
Kalen Ponga HIA. I mean, he got his head slammed in the ground. So you'd have naturally thought, because they took Joey Tarpanet off as well. Yeah. And there was no sanction for that either. So like it's just a little bit of inconsistency. I know the penalty wasn't for the head slam, but something that obviously had effects to us, because if that was a category, whatever they call it, 1 or 2, that's 11-day stand down, and Kalen Ponga ain't coming to New Zealand. So, but we want the best players to play against, right? And unfortunately, Jackson Hastings not playing. So,
but his good friend Tyson Gamble is.
Yes, the iguana. Yeah,
the iguana. Iguana.
Yeah. He's all moxie, old Tice.
Yeah.
That's going to be. I reckon that's going to be a hell of a game. I want to see if Nick is around to jump in and join us.
I'll just add one more game into the mix as well. This is probably going to put your wrap off. It's going to probably how would you put it? When you've ordered something and and it doesn't look like what it looks on the picture as well. And that was the England versus Argentina rugby game.
Wow.
And the reason why, and I was watching the highlights, and I just flipped over, and I was like, "Oh, he had a drop goal. Cool, sweet. Oh,
Yes.
he's hit another drop goal.
Yes.
And the same. Oh my, he's hit another drop goal
In the first half, all of them.
in the first half, and I'm like, what year is this?
Yeah.
What the fuck?"
Yep.
And then I started thinking, actually, will the All Blacks do this? And there's just fucking, never mind trying to get a try. Let's just hit field goals from 40 out. And then I went, I hate fucking rugby.
It's winning rugby union. Now, Nik Brown's probably wondering why we're talking about rugby union.
Yeah, why are you talking about rugby union?
Nick, mate, good to see you. We're talking about rugby union because I watched the highlights of the snore fest that was England versus Argentina, and I just said to the boys, 3 drop goals in the first half? Is this... Not, in 1987, they weren't playing rugby like that.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What's this? Anyway. What's this world coming to?
Wrong
Welcome
sport,
along,
mate.
Nik
Wrong
Brown,
sport.
the man. How are you?
I'm not bad. You guys are well. And hey, thanks for all your work this year
Yeah.
as well. It's been a real pleasure. The Warriors Anonymous crew, you've been really, really helpful to all us Warriors fans.
Oh, mate, thank you so much.
thanks.
Soft
Thank you for your help
Yeah.
too, as well on the sidelines up in the box there.
I've got to say, I'm amazed this week because I got the call from the NRL to do the game at Go Media Stadium. Considering the first week of this year is when I got an official warning from the NRL telling me that would be my first and last warning for my behaviour, and suddenly I'm wanted for the finals. So I'm there.
You're on report, mate. What? Oh, okay.
Oh,
There's
no,
a story
I was on
there.
report
Tell
the
us.
first week. Yeah, it was like, you get
Yep.
26 weeks to sit this one out, Nick.
Did you? You didn't actually go and strangle the bunker guy like you threatened to on the last episode we had you on.
Nah, I may have said one or two comments with the microphone accidentally on.
Oh, I think we might have lagged there a little bit.
Yeah, sorry. Wait.
Have we got you, bro?
Yeah, but it's only just,
Oh, yeah. All right.
So,
okay.
what are your
okay.
predictions?
Because you've been ruled out as... Oh, just before that, just because you've been ruled out in the first week with your little warning, that means I think you're ineligible for Dally M ground announcer of the season,
I'm
which you
gutted.
would have got, hands down.
Yeah, totally,
I'm riding the wave of the Wars.
Yeah, aren't we all? Aren't we all riding the waves of it? See, there's a court case over the actual use of the WARs now. There's a beer company.
Yes, I heard this.
Yeah.
All these
Good George.
bandwagoners,
Fucking
they all
doing.
jump
What are
on at
they
the last
What
minute.
are they
eh?
up to?
But good news for
I know.
the Good George boys is that
Terrible.
Hey, Nick.
Yeah.
Well, so you did get the call up. You
Yep.
got the call up for this week.
Yep.
And it is, as you say, organised not by the Warriors as a home game. It's done by the NRL. So
Yep.
we're kind of curious as to what that means. What are the fans going to see and hear? Obviously, you're still going to be up in the booth and strangling the bunker guy. But
Yep.
what are the sort of differences might the crowd see?
Well, the times that we have done this before, and that was so long ago. I remember I'm not allowed to be parochial. You can't get up the wires. There'll be none of that, And Dylan Martini-Zalesniak might score, and it'll be that's Dylan Martini-Zalesniak scoring in the corner for the Warriors. I've got to keep it fair and balanced for both teams, and I've got to reflect the spirit of the game. And I think that's the official words they used. So it's got to be fair and balanced. However, there will be some MCs that will be out in the crowd during the entertainment leading up to and half time of the game, and they will be really pushing the local aspects of it.
Having said that, seeing as you can't be a real parochial Warriors supporter, what I thought I might do is give you the chance right now, because we've got the Warriors team lineup with a few visuals to follow as well.
Oh, yeah.
All ready to go for you. So I'm going to hit play on this sucker.
Right.
And when that happens, bro, you can introduce the team from 1 through to 17 have some fun with it. Be as parochial as you like. Do whatever you would wish you could do this Saturday that you can't, because it's just going to be a bit of fun for you. So here we go.
Alrighty.
Here we go
Get
with
it
the
out of your
fullback.
system.
We'll start from number 1,
Okay.
and we'll lead you in from now.
At number 1, he's a fullback in full charge. Chance Nik Brown. At number 2, out on the wing, it's DWZ, the flying Dallin Watini-Zelezniak. Alrighty, Rocococo. And at number 3, in the centres, the POMP Pompey's in for you. Let's get to the other wing, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? Marcelo Inigo Montoya.
Inigo?
Where did that one come from? Babyface in at number 6. Can you believe it? TMM. Ladies and gentlemen, the man with the pain below the knee, but he's going to run rings around him. Number 7, Sean Johnson. Coming into the province, the slow dancer, my man of the year. Oh, we didn't even give him the chance.
There we go.
Okay. My man of the year. I can't believe he's been so special. Give him a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to go up the field and take everybody with him. And the man that he's going to feed, number 9, the best hooker in the business.
Oof.
Oh, the prestige that is Wayne Egan.
Wayne Egan.
Big party's in at number 10. Look for and I just want to make a comment on this one. Can someone follow him up the field when he goes running this time? Because when he gets the arm free, he's looking for someone to pass to.
Exactly. Look what happened in
Yep.
Saturday.
Exactly. Follow
That's
the
right.
number 10 because Barney's going to lead the way for you.
Yeah, you won't be able to say that on Saturday.
I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Jackson Ford is going to pull him and drive him around. He's kind of like, when we say Jackson Ford, I'm thinking more like a Ford Zephyr or an old Ford Falcon. That's what Jackson is to me.
Steady. Go for years.
Model T.
And then, ladies and gentlemen, do not mess with this man. Do not get the slap. Because if you do, you're going down.
That's right. Fifita knows.
Then, rounding him out, loose forward. The man, well, that's it. You just say, the man, Tohu Harris. I've got to ask a question. Is there anything this man cannot do? Because they were talking last week that he could move into hooker. And then he was going to be playing number 6, but no, we kept him at 13. So, look, any place on the field, Tohu Harris is going to be there. For God's sake, follow him.
Indeed.
Let's get to the bench and see how tough we run on the bench. The glutes of doom. Great picture there. He's actually got some hair in that one, but he's shaved it off and he's probably waxed his head for this one because if he can get his head through, he can get his whole damn body through. And number 15, all that jazz. Finally, his comeback. Maybe he can do some dancing. He's got the jazz hands. Just keep the ball in them. Number 60. Who the hell took that photo? Those were the days. Big Bailey Seranen. He's going to be rolling through the number 16 and at number 17.
Scissor.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. The man that takes on Dallin Watini-Zelezniak in the longest hair at the back. Can he clean up? Because he's all business at the front. Just don't get behind him. We are going big this week.
Oh, mate, that is a hell of a party. That is a great intro. Great intro.
Thank you very
so
much.
Through a
And
few.
of course, then it will come to the other team and I'll say, and please welcome the Knights.
And the
Number
Newcastle
1,
Knights.
number 2, number 3.
1 through 17, they're the players. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Can't
Is
get
it
more
going to be
impartial than that.
Is it going to be a matter of just trying to push it just a little bit, like just not to the point where you get pulled up on it for the Warriors, and then just play it rather straight bat for the Knights?
I'll take you back to 2002 when we had a home final, and I got excited and I actually went a little bit overboard. And the guy that was running it from the NRL just burst into fits of laughter. And he said, I was wondering how long it was going to take. So I think I've got free reign, to be honest with you. I just can't say bad things.
Right.
Fair enough.
Like,
They didn't put you on report.
Yeah, I'll say I'll get on with it now. I thought the referee did a fantastic job. The bunker was spot on, as always. And the touchies, they were just great. Picked up all the little imperfections on the field. I cannot fault the decision-making by the officials in this game. That hasn't been played yet.
Yes,
Okay,
indeed.
but we've got that recorded, eh? So if I do get pulled up, I can say, no, this is what I said.
Hey, that was a very fair and balanced approach, and I think you should be applauded for that.
Yep.
Bro, have you been, obviously in the lead up to the game, I don't know if you might have gone and done a little bit of, checking out the mic system or just making sure things are all right for Saturday, and maybe had a little glance over to see how Sean's running around the field?
No, I've got it on good advice from someone who knows him very well, that Sean hasn't been sandbagging. He has had a niggle with his calf, which has kept him from kicking. But he's very keen to get out there and play. So the way Sean's going to be injected into the game, maybe a slightly different approach, but certainly having him there and on the field, even if it's only for 5 minutes, is going to make a vast difference to the rest of the team. Although I did see you've got a sneaky feeling that maybe we should be, if he's going to not turn up, then we should be getting Ronald Volkman warmed up on the outside. Do you think? He's got a job to do this weekend too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like they've kind of really just made the call last week and decided this is what we'll push ahead with. If Sean's not in here, this is our contingency plan. Maybe, probably a little bit of things to work on from last week that we can kind of improve on in that sense.
I had an idea that we could have got Freddie Lussick in there and maybe moved Tamari Martin into 7 and Lussick out to 6, because he's like a terrier, he'll go after that ball, and if Tamari Martin can create a bit of space for him, then he can run the hole and he can start to feed the back line. And TMMM has the ability to run around the outside and move into a center position. It's a different style of play, but it certainly would completely bugger up anything the Knights have got lined up for it.
That's
anything
right.
to stuff with their game plan.
Yeah, mess with their heads. Buddha, you've always been, for about the last 2 years, been trying to get Bailey Sirenen back into the playmaking role. Any chance?
Maybe. I think my gut feel is, obviously, I think Shawnee will play, but it's a risk reward, and I think it's worth it to risk it. But there could be a scenario where, he comes out of the game, he could blow his calf at halftime kind of thing, and then we're going to have to be in the second half with one less player off the bench, and then having to think about whether the walks goes in there or not as well. But to your point, Bailey Scissor, he's the ultimate fix-it man, right? Like he can literally, he's been playing every position apart from extreme out in the wings and fullback, but he's covered in the centres. He's played a little bit of middle as well. Good, fast foot, fast feet, fast legs as well. I think Weeby is a big fan of guys that are quick across the ground. And he's got playmaking ability, so why not?
Interesting.
And he's a powerful guy too. I mean, he can take a tackle and drag players with him, and get into a position where he can actually loose the ball. And I think there's going to be, up the middle of the field, there's going to be struggles like that. So anyone that can actually offload the ball, Adam Fanua-Blake is another one. I mean, last week I watched him drag 3 guys 5 meters up the field and then let the ball go out from under his shoulder. And you thought, that's the sort of effort it'll take to get up there. And then we got to create some space so we can get DWZ in to run to the corner.
Now, Nick, you mentioned about Sean having had the injury which has prevented him from doing the goal kicking. So he hasn't been doing the goal kicking for quite a few weeks. Is that?
Yeah, I don't think it's not that it prevented him from it, but doing the goal kicking aggravated whatever it is.
Right.
So rather than sort of compromise the rest of his game, it's better to, especially with Adam Pompey, crikey, once he warmed up, he couldn't not get the goal, even from ridiculous angles, he was just trying to slot them in. And it's always good to have another kicker there, and perhaps going forward into next season, you'll see the development of a couple of other guys in the team who are pretty good with their feet.
Yeah, for sure. Isaac, what do you think that the Knights are going to be throwing at us on Saturday?
Up the guts for a start, and I think they've got some pretty talented backline players. Their back five is pretty damn good. I think they'll be throwing a lot of the same shapes they've been throwing for the past 11 games they've won on the trot. They've got, just like the Warriors, they've got that humming, and they've got they've got try scorers galore really in that back line. So they'll be feeding it out to them as much as they can, I think. But where we can take them is up the middle. If we really dent them up the middle and slow down their ability to get it out wide, that's where we'll take them on.
Yeah, nice. One thing that surprised me, I saw a photo of Mitch Barnett with his old Knights teammates. And man, he was just like quite a significant amount smaller than the rest of those guys. And I was like, wow, those are some big units, because they say that, they talk the Warriors pack up about being a big pack, but Big Mitch, the enforcer, not quite as, he seems bigger on the field maybe, plays bigger than what he is. But anyways, Nick, what do you think that the pressure of this game, this big occasion, is going to do to this Warriors team?
I think they've got to forget about the pressure of it and rejoice in the fact that it's a home semi. They're at home. They're playing at the stadium they want to play at. We've got massive support for the crowd, as we know that can work really, really well. They know the Knights are going to come out looking to just get a clean win on this, because the Knights have really worked hard this season to get to the position they're in. And you're absolutely dead right about, you got to punch it up the middle and look to make all your points count there, and make them tackle us. Make them use up the gas in the tank. Make it so that their back line, their back five, has to be the guys that are running it off their line. We've got to pressure them so much that their forwards are exhausted with tackling, and their backs get exhausted trying to break away from their own line. And once we've got that, then pretty much we can pick and choose where we're going to run.
You're obviously a man in the know, so have you heard of any sneaky sort of trick moves or plays we might have up our sleeve for Saturday night?
Oh, you mean like maybe keeping the ball in your hand and getting over the line and making sure it gets into the grass?
Oh, yeah.
And the other one is, don't run behind a guy that's just gone through and taken a couple of guys out.
Yes.
That's all I can say at this stage.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's fair, actually. And that's been a bit of a problem for us for quite a while now. Buddha, what do we need to work on with our lead runners? We got done again on the weekend. We're just not quite getting those decoys right. What do we need to do to remedy that?
Well, it's timing, and it's hard because it's the timing of the pass, and it's a combination of things, right? So unfortunately, when you don't have your key man, your key playmaker that is holding the runners at the right time, passing at the right time, it can just be a little bit clunky, and it was probably just a little clunky as well. And it's they call it the black and white rule, right? Because I reckon sometimes you've got teams just playing for it, right? They'll just run into that person where they've made a defensive decision. So yeah, it's one of those ones. You either stop, but it doesn't give the overlap really, or you make sure if you're going to get through, you get through. So it's a real hard one, and I just think it's a timing thing. And when we've seen it work so well this year, you go back to some of those games in the middle of the season where we've talked about it, but when we're on fire, Shawnee, and most of the time it's been Shawnee, he looks up, he's got 4 running options. He can just pick and choose, and as the matrix, time slows down, and it's like, and he's even said, I don't even know who scored the try. He's put the ball in, and it's just been bang. So yeah, I think it's just going to be about reps and getting back to that rhythm again as well. But it's such a hard one because I still reckon there's defensive decisions that they need to think about. For some of the rules they call defensive decision, and then some of them they don't. So it's a lottery.
I'm going to put a sneaky move out there, which doesn't get used nearly enough, and I reckon it would go great guns in a game like this, and that is the good old-fashioned double round.
Double round?
I love a double round.
Yeah.
I love a double round. I reckon if you pull that out at the right time, that could be the difference. So
the only thing that has happened just in watching the games in the weekend, and the Knights and the Panthers did it, is the playmaker coming off their side. So let's say the play's going to the left, you notch the playmaker come in and around the back and kind of hide themselves. So they're set up on the right, and then the ball happens, and they've swung into the left, and they've kind of added the extra number. And I saw the Panthers did a little bit to us. They started left, came right, and I saw the Knights do that against the Raiders. Gamble would come from the right and then swing around to the left as well. So it kind of hit this extra number, and next you know, you come out wide and like shit, the defensive, they've got an extra player, and then they skin them out wide. So may be good to see something like that. Chance maybe sweeping a bit more, because we against the Pars, the pants, the pants. We just seemed to run. We just ran our guys into touch, didn't we?
Yep.
Yeah.
We just grabbed them across, and we weren't able to hold them up at all. There's no deception really. So maybe the double round and the old switcheroony.
What about the old mousetrap from dummy half? You reckon? Wade Egan
is it outlawed nowadays?
Do a prestige, and then Gareth Savanga can just come through in the mousetrap.
Hey, yeah, he could do the old just scoop it up, ball under the jersey, and then next second it's gone out the other side to Sean on the blind side. Just
suddenly it's out on the wing.
Yeah, why don't they do something like that? Put up a wall.
The wall.
Bring back the wall. My goodness.
And everyone runs around with their arms up their top, eh?
Well, there's one in the NFL playbook as well. The Statue of Liberty.
Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, you can just run back out of dummy half and just stop, and then try and fake the defense, and then pull a move from there. But more than likely it won't work. But that's right.
I've got a new tactic actually. Let's just hit 24 drop goals.
Hey.
Oh yeah. Hey, take a leaf out of the rugby union game. Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. Every time you get the ball, kick it at the posts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they'll be confused. We'll probably line up Pompey for those, I reckon. People will be like, why is he at first receiver? And then bang. And like,
Yeah.
Okay, that's why. All right, sweet. Now, Nick, 6 p.m. Or just after 6 p.m. kickoff New Zealand time.
Yep.
Which is good. Everyone can go along and take the kids as well. Now, how does your day look in terms of what you're doing for this NRL final?
NRL final day. Got to be at the ground at 1:00. We've got a production meeting, so we get there, basically run through everything that's going to get happening on the day. I get told what I can and cannot say. Then I go somewhere and try and fit a few things in that they don't know about while they're busy talking to someone else. And then we get ready, gates, final prep, and then 4:00, gates open, we get ready, we start the entertainment. I have to do a big, hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Go Media Stadium, blah, 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 blah. And then a whole bunch of stuff happens. Everyone gets really excited. We announce the teams. We walk away the winner at the end of the day.
Yes.
Or my surefire way of doing it is put a sneaky $5 on the Knights to win, and they're guaranteed to lose. I bet on the All Blacks last week, and look what happened there.
I see. Okay.
Do it, Nick.
Yeah. Oh, it's already done.
So what do you do? I'm going to give you a scenario, right? Sean's just kicked the golden point winning drop goal.
Yep.
You're on the mic. The crowd's going crazy. You got to say something.
Oh yeah.
Does the professionalism stay there, or does it
totally.
it slip at that point?
That's when it goes. That's like Knights, great year. Thanks for coming. See you next year. Warriors are finals bound. And then I'll go into some big diatribe about what a big fantastic year it was. Sean Johnson coming back from illness. We're on the road to the finals. Here we come. This is our year, up the wires. And that's it.
Beautiful.
At that point, I'm screaming though.
Yeah. I wonder if that'll be on the not to say list as well. Was
Yeah.
Yeah,
cannot say
it
was.
could be getting like that. It could be getting. Oh no, sorry, copyright infringement. Can't say otherwise. No. Can't even say up
Unbelievable.
for.
Oh, awesome, bro. Hey, thanks very much for joining us on this special edition, heading into what is going to be a massive game. Really appreciate your time.
This is our year.
Well, this could be our year. Be on the lookout as well, because Daniel Wharekura is going to be at the ground, as well as a couple of other troublemakers as well. I understand Zane Matsumoto is going to be there, the Warrior Holic, should I say, and also Wise Up. I think Levon's going to be there as well at Liddy World before the game. So get along and
Get to Lily Worlds.
get along and join them. Poor old Isaac. Oh, I feel for you, Isaac. He's not even going to be able to see the game at all because he's going to be flying to Japan.
Oh. We'll give you a
Stupid
rundown.
wife.
We'll give you a rundown. We'll record you a message, send it to your phone, so that when you get to Japan, you can play it all back.
It's okay. I'm sure the Warriors are huge in Japan. I'll just go to the closest bar that has the Warriors, which is probably 10,000 kilometers away. So I'll be fine.
Yeah, bullet train. You get there in 5 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
And again, how do you say up the wires in Japanese?
Wa o ageru.
Wow, I get it. Love it. Love it. This has been Warriors Anonymous. So 3 out of 4 of us are going to get to see the game on Saturday.
One of us is never going to live it down.
One of these things just doesn't belong here. The 3 of these things are kind of the same.
Oh, boys, too much fun.
Unlucky.
On behalf of Daniel Wharekura, Isaac Sauce, and special guest Nik Brown, my name is Jared Cronin. This has been Warriors Anonymous. Observars, the Wars, and go the Warriors. I'm doing it nice and quiet for the Bubba because I don't want to wake him up. But go the Warriors.
Go the Warriors.